genuinely despise this app. I really truly do. Because 14 and 15-year-olds have decided to start a new trend on TikTok. Is it something funny like the Andy's Coming challenge? No. Is it something cool like the mannequin challenge using Black Beetles by Ray Shremmurd? No. These kids are stalking their crushes. That's it. That's the trend. Using the song Haylo by Clairo, where she says, "Are you into me like I'm into you? Do you want to do the things I want to do with you? You're so close and yet so far. I wonder how you look when you're in the dark." They'll upload a picture of themselves. And then in the very next slide, they include a picture that they've taken of their crushes without their knowledge. And what's scary about this is that this person isn't even at school. So this girl has followed her crush around outside of school hours, and if that's not the creepiest behavior ever, I don't know what is. Then there was this kid who uploaded a picture of himself asking the exact same question. And then in the very next slide, he's taken a picture of his crush walking around the school grounds as she's scrolling on her phone, completely unaware of what's going on around her. So not only are these kids having their picture taken outside of school unknowingly, but they can't even be safe from this within the school. But it just keeps getting more disturbing from here, and that truly is an understatement. Because in this post, this kid has taken a picture from outside of his crush's goddamn house. So not only does this guy know exactly where she lives, but because it's clearly dark outside, it implies that he's been waiting outside of her house for God knows how long, just to wait for her to walk past the window for 2 seconds, just so that he can get the perfect picture of her. How is TikTok just allowing this to be a trend? They don't care. They don't care. Why do these freaks think it's okay to stand outside of their crush's bedroom window to take a picture of their crush without consent in a space they're supposed to feel the most safe and the most comfortable in? Because let's say that the girl on the bed sees this TikTok post. She is never, ever going to want to sleep alone in that room ever again. But it doesn't just stop at these kids having their pictures taken in school and from their house, because this girl has several pictures of herself following the same kid around the mall multiple times. If you're dedicating hours of your life to following your crush's every single move that he makes just so that you can take a low quality picture from 20 feet away, there is something deeply wrong with you mentally, and you need psychiatric help as soon as possible. Something else that also needs psychiatric help is purposely waiting until there's no one walking around the hallways so you can take pictures of your crush who just stepped out of class briefly to drink some water without anybody else ruining your picture of your crush. I'm genuinely scared for the future of some of these kids. It's also terrifying how these kids can't even walk back home from school without needing to watch their back, because they're also being followed to their houses by a classmate who has a crush on them. And she's intentionally keeping her distance so she doesn't make a sound to let him know that there is someone behind him. But it just keeps getting scarier, because it doesn't just end at pictures being taken. These kids are also writing down the very personal information of the people they have a crush on in the notes app on their phones. The bus they take in the morning, their address, their class schedules, their phone numbers, the names of their family members. This isn't a crush anymore. This is genuine obsession, and it's dangerous. Something that's also scary is the fact that some of these kids are writing down the name of their crush repeatedly in their notebooks for days on end in order to manifest them. Day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17. This is not going to work. If your crush found out that you were doing this without her knowledge, she would be absolutely terrified and would most likely want to get a restraining order against you immediately. It's not flattering in the slightest to follow your crush around at night on your motorbike. that means that you've memorized the goddamn number plate on that car. And that's not normal to do unless it's a family member's car, like your mum or your dad, or someone you're already in a long-term relationship with. Secondly, that also means that you're outside of her house watching and waiting for the car to leave. Otherwise, you wouldn't know when to follow her. And lastly, she's most likely not even in the damn car and you're just following her parents around. Dude, you are strange. You're doing all of this instead of just talking to her like a regular human being. And what are the repercussions of this trend? Kids being so scared that it's going to happen to them, so now more than ever are making sure they lock their windows and have their blinds shut at all times because of the paranoia that one of their classmates is going to be standing outside waiting to take a picture of them. And even worse than that, kids are getting onto TikTok because they think they might have just seen themselves in one of these videos and are hoping and praying that they're wrong and that it's just someone who happens to look like them. But here's the thing, even if this trend is fake, even if every person who has uploaded a video like this is in on the joke, it still doesn't take away the very real consequence of kids on TikTok seeing these videos and thinking that's romance. You all think this trend is creepy, but I think it's low-key romantic in a crazy obsessive way. This isn't a TV show. This is not a goddamn movie. This is real life. Then, there are also kids getting onto the app saying that they're waiting for someone to do it to them. But not just that, they're also wanting to be victim to stalking by another student who has a crush on them because they think that's romantic now. And it truly breaks my heart that these kids don't see how truly frightening that is. You don't want to be stalked. Why would you ever wish that upon yourselves? And this is a perfect example of why this app needs to be shut down. I don't care if it gets banned when stalking is the hot new trend of the month for Gen Z. Let it die. Clearly, we're better off without it and safer. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah. I love you all so much. Please stay safe and I'll see you guys in the next video.